everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have this week's F1 news roundup, well, F1 news update for you guys. And I've got to be honest, this is basically just going to be an Australian Grand Prix recap. So, a little bit of news first, and it is actually in regards to the Australian Grand Prix, but next year's. As for the first time in quite a few years, the Australian Grand Prix will be the season opener once again. Now, this is due to Ramadan in the Middle East, of course. Ramadan affecting the Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this year by pulling it back a day, so it was on Saturday rather than Sunday. So the Middle East Grand Prix will be pushed to further on in the 2025 season when Ramadan is over. So from next year, Australia will be the season opener once again, as it was for a very long time actually. Now, for a little bit of a catch-up on what happened in the Australian Grand Prix. So, firstly, Max Verstappen had his first DNF of the season. Uh-oh! And it was caused by a right rear brake malfunction, which basically, set his right rear wheel on fire, and on the way into the pit lane, it literally exploded on him. So, yeah, that wasn't good, which led to Max Verstappen gaining his first DNF of the season, which was honestly quite surprising. Anyway, next up on lap 8, Lewis Hamilton followed suit by having an engine failure, causing, I think, his first DNF of the season, although I could be wrong on that. I don't remember. So that meant that a total of 10 World Championships were watching from the garages. Huh. And then, of course, unfortunately at the end of the race, George Russell followed his teammate Lewis Hamilton in having a very intense crash on the final lap. And the FIA determined that to be the fault of Fernando Alonso, and as a result they gave him a 20-second time penalty, dropping him down to P8 from P6, which tells you how big of a gap there was from P6 to P8 there. Now, this led to Ferrari having their first win of the season with Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc coming in second, and then McLaren having their highest finish of the season so far with 3 and 4, with Lando Norris taking the final place on the podium, and Oscar Piastri coming in 4th. Now, this hasn't happened, a Ferrari 1-2 and a McLaren 3-4, since the 2007 Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. And of course, back then, this is how it finished. Kimi Raikkonen, Felipe Massa, Lewis Hamilton, and Fernando Alonso. Yeah. It hasn't happened for 17 years. So that was quite the blast to the past. I was really surprised by that, and I was really impressed by Carlos Sainz, given the fact that, only 2 weeks earlier, he was having his appendix removed. And then he went on to win a Grand Prix 2 weeks later. That is insane. Like, he is really impressing me so far this season. And I'm wondering how long it's going to take for Ferrari to regret getting rid of him. Of course, they've gained a really good driver in Lewis, but I'm wondering how long it's going to take them to regret, how long it's going to take them to think, have we got rid of the wrong driver? I don't know, but honestly, he's impressing me so far this season, and I can't wait to see how he gets on through the rest of it. But yeah, there's not really much else happened this week, to be honest. It's been really uneventful aside from the Australian Grand Prix. So yeah, that is it for this week's F1 news update. So please give the video a like, sub to mine and Roxanne's channel, her links down in the description. My button is down there. Please click both of those. And then the bell icons to get both sets for notifications. Comment as well, because why not, and let me know what you thought of the Australian Grand Prix and how you feel about the Australian Grand Prix returning as the season opener from next year. Once you've done that too, please follow me on my social medias. They'll be down in the link tree in the description below. That is going to be Roxanne's website, of course. And lastly, please do share this video with all your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with this week's D&D for Dummies. Goodbye!